Zootopia is a story about dreams, prejudice, and friendship. Next, we will tell the story from Judy's point of view, following her journey from a small country bunny to a police officer in Zootopia. Along the way, she faces challenges, adventures, and personal growth. Join me as we step into the bustling city of Zootopia, experience her story, and learn simple, practical English expressions together. Hello, everyone. My name is Judy Hopps, and I am a little bunny from Bunnyborough. Since I was young, I have had one dream: to become a police officer in Zootopia. Even though I am just a small herbivore, I want to protect others and stand up for justice. But in our world, police officers are usually big and strong animals like elephants, rhinos, and tigers. A small bunny like me becoming a cop? Most animals thought it was a joke. But I never gave up. Every time someone laughed at me, I told myself, I can do this. That stubborn belief was like a seed planted in my heart, slowly growing day by day. When I was a child, I once saw a fox bullying a weaker animal. At that moment, I made a silent promise to protect the innocent and make the world a better place. Later, I trained hard at the Zootopia Police Academy. I woke up earlier than others and ran faster than anyone else. In the end, through constant effort, I became the first bunny ever to graduate from the academy. Carrying my family's hopes and my own belief, I boarded a train to the shining city, Zootopia. Zootopia is a huge and magical city where animals of all sizes and habits live together. From polar bears in the icy tundra to camels in Sahara Square, from tall giraffes to tiny mice, almost every animal you can imagine lives here. Looking at the busy city before me, I felt incredibly excited. I believed my new life was about to begin. However, dreams are not that easy to achieve. I nervously walked into the meeting room, excitedly waiting for Chief Bogo to assign my task. But reality hit me hard. While other officers were sent to investigate missing animal cases, I was assigned to be a parking enforcement officer, writing parking tickets. Every day I hopped around issuing tickets, watching other officers chase criminals. I felt frustrated and disappointed, but I encouraged myself quietly, if I can't choose the task, I'll do my best at what's in front of me. That day, I wrote over 200 parking tickets, faster than anyone else. During one of those days, I met a sly fox named Nick Wilde. He looked charming, but he survived by using clever tricks to scam money. I watched him tell a fake story about being a poor little fox and trick me into helping him buy a giant popsicle. Then he melted it down, repackaged it into smaller pieces, and sold them to lemmings for profit. I was furious and thought he was a bad guy, but fate is funny. Soon after, I had no choice but to work with him. One day, while I was worried about my future, a crying otter rushed into the police station. Her husband, Otterton, had gone missing. Chief Bogo didn't want me involved in a real case, but I seized the chance. I promised to solve the case within 48 hours, or I would resign. At that moment, I finally had a chance to prove myself. The investigation was far from easy. My only lead pointed to Nick. I found him and secretly recorded him admitting to tax evasion. The clever fox had no choice but to help me. I didn't trust him at first and was full of prejudice, but as we worked together, I began to realize he wasn't who I thought he was. He had been hurt and labeled by others, so he simply became what the world expected him to be. We followed the clues across different districts, the desert, the tundra, the rainforest, getting closer to the truth. We discovered that the missing animals weren't gone at all. They had become savage, losing control and attacking others without reason. Even more frightening, all of them were predators. When I realized the situation seemed connected to predators, fear and pressure overwhelmed me. At a public press conference, I spoke without thinking and said something I shouldn't have. The moment the words left my mouth, I knew I was wrong. I hurt Nick and pushed innocent predators into fear and suspicion. That was when I truly understood how damaging prejudice can be once it is spoken. I lost a friend and almost lost myself. After returning home, I reflected deeply. What kind of police officer did I really want to be? If I couldn't overcome my own fear and bias, how could I ask others to change? I returned to the city, found Nick, and sincerely apologized. We stood together again and continued searching for the truth. Following new clues, we tracked the case to a secret subway lab and finally uncovered the truth. The mastermind was Assistant Mayor Dawn Bellwether, a seemingly gentle sheep. For a long time, she believed herbivores were oppressed and living in the shadow of predators, so she used a plant-based serum that caused animals to lose control, targeting predators and creating fear. Her goal was to turn society against them and destroy the existing order. When we exposed the truth, she tried to frame us. At the critical moment, Nick stayed calm and clever, pretending to agree with her to draw out her confession. I secretly turned on the recorder and captured everything she said. The police arrived in time, and she was arrested. After the case was closed, peace returned to Zootopia. I was officially recognized as a police officer and became a hero. The biggest surprise was that Nick joined the police force, becoming the first foxed police officer. That day, I proudly placed the badge on his chest. We became partners and best friends. Sometimes I still think about my days in Bunnyboro. Back then, I believed courage meant defeating others and proving myself. But now I understand. True courage is facing and overcoming the fear and prejudice within yourself. Don't judge others with prejudice. Everyone can choose their own way. No matter where you come from or who you are, as long as you stay kind and try to understand others, you can help make the world fairer and better.